Good afternoon, sir. My name is Jinky Alcaide and I will discuss the parts and function of the cell. The cell is the basic structural, functional, and biological units of all living organisms. We have two types of cells. First is eukaryotic cells, are cells that contains a nucleus and organelles and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. Also, eukaryotic cells contains a variety of structure called organelles which perform various functions with the cell. Second is the prokaryotic cells. They are simpler and smaller than eukaryotic cells and lack membrane-bound organelles such as a nucleus. We have example of prokaryotic cells, which is the bacteria and archaea. Next, we have parts of eukaryotic cells. First is nucleus, a membrane-bound structure that contains the cell's heredity information and controls the cell's growth and reproduction. Second is endoplasmic reticulum. It's a large dynamic structure that serves many roles in the cells, include calcium storage, protein synthesis, and lipid metabolism. We have two types of endoplasmic reticulum. First is rough endoplasmic reticulum. It's a primary proteins with the synthesis, folding, and modification of proteins, especially these that need to be delivered to different organelles within the cell or secreted from the cell. Second is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It's largely associated with the lipid manufacture and metabolism and steroid production, hormones production. Third parts of eukaryotic cells is Golgi apparatus. It receives biochemicals in a bulk form from the root endoplasmic reticulum. Also, is the only organelles in the cell that receive NORs, modify, concentrates, packs, and dispatches biochemical for use inside and outside the cell. Next is plasma or cell membrane. It's the boundary between the cells and its environment. Also, it regulates what enters and exits the cell. Next is microtubules are involved in mitosis cell, motility and structural transport, maintenance of cells shape, and keep organelles in place. Next is centrosome. It's an organelle that is the main place where cell microtubules are organized. Also, organizing changes to the shape of the cell membrane that allow the membrane to pinch into during cell division. Next is ribosome. Serve as the sites of biological protein synthesis. Also, they link together specific amino acids to form polypeptides and they export this to the cytoplasm. Next is lysosome, are organelles that contains digestive enzymes. Lysosome they digest exist or worm out organelles, food particles, and engulf virus or bacteria. They are like stomach of the cells, which are involved in digestion and waste removal. Next is cytoplasm. It's a thick solution that fills its cells and enclosed by the cell membrane. Also, cytoplasm mainly composed of water, salt, and proteins. Next is mitochondria, referred to as the power of the cell. They help turn the energy we take from food into energy that the cell can use. Next is cilia, are eyelashes-like structure, microtubules-based organelles that project from the surface of cell and serve motor and sensory function. Next is flagellum. It's a white-like structure that acts primarily as an organelle of locomotion in the cells of many living organisms. Lastly, parts of eukaryotic cells is microfilaments. They have a role in cells movement, muscle construction, cells division. Microfilaments, to make a cells move, one end of the action filaments stretches out while the other and folds itself in tighter. Next is, we have types of prokaryotic cells. First is capsule. This additional outer covering protein protects the cell when it is engulfed by other organisms, assists in retaining moisture, and help the cell adhere to surface and nutrients. Second is cell's wall. It's an outer covering that protects the bacterial cell and give it shape. Lastly is pili, hair-like structure on the surface of the cells that attach to other bacterial cells. And that will be all. Thank you for watching.